Hi, this is the Lourdes and Chris Show. This brilliant, breathtaking beauty to my left is my wife, Lourdes, whom I love dearly. And I'm just sitting here waiting for things to get going.
Yeah. And this is my husband, who, as you can tell, is a little crazy, but I love him nonetheless.
In spite of my craziness.
In spite of his craziness.
She loves me in spite of my craziness.
And I'm really excited because we have another dear friend. I love it. We become friends with these amazing people. Anyway, it's Cherie Calbom, and wait till you hear her story.
You know, the thing of it is, Cherie Calbom, she's a leading nutrition. She's a leading authority on juicing for both like health and detoxification.
Yeah, and she's known as the juice lady in America's most trusted, actually, nutritionist.
Yeah, she's a TV chef. She's a nutritionist to celebrities.
Yeah, and she's an author of 35 books, and one of including her bestseller, which is Juicing for Life.
Yeah, that bad boy sold over 2 million copies. So, yeah, she kind of knows what she's talking about when it comes to juicing. And it's amazing to have her on because one of the things that whenever you're doing health advocacy or helping somebody, you always tell them, you know, if it was me, I would juice. Juice.
And the more greens and on. And then it's funny, then you meet amazing people and extraordinary women like her, and you're like, see, I knew it.
Yeah, and it's definitely a cornerstone of health. And so, so we're going to get to her in just a moment. But first, we want to say thank you to those that have donated to our cause to try and get the word out there for changing health around mind, body, and spirit. And we appreciate what you do for us. Yes. If you are interested in helping us with that, you can go to the LourdesandChrisShow.com and click on 2 buttons.
Yeah, there's 2 separate buttons. And as I always say, we did that because many people will reach out and say, well, I don't like to use PayPal. I'd rather just use my debit or credit. Well, when you go to PayPal, you can use PayPal, or they allow you to use your own debit or credit. And others just say, well, do you have Square? And I'm like, absolutely. Actually, I do. When you go there, you'll go to Square, and there's some people that prefer Google Pay. And on there, you also can use Google Pay. So it took care of it all.
I just like saying Google Play. Google Pay.
Google Pay.
Google Pay.
Him and his playing.
Google Pay.
But the good thing is that we also have a GoFundMe for the Lourdes and Chris Show, and you can also go there because it just takes care of, no matter what the situation is, that you prefer this or that, we took care of each one of them.
Yeah, we try to make it as easy as possible because, look, we thank you for joining us, of course, and we know that you believe in our cause as well, and this is something kind of a higher power thing for us, a higher purpose for us to move forward with this. And so we're here to change that conversation. So thank you for being a part of it.
Yes, thank you.
And thank you for joining us today. You're going to be so thrilled with our guest. I mean, Cherie is just amazing.
She's extraordinary, and you're going to love her. She's just a loving person.
What? 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Yes.
3 years ago now.
Well, 2019, right?
Yeah, and she's one of those people, her and her husband are both these people that when you meet them, you're kind of drawn to them like a moth to a light because they have this sort of light about them.
Yes.
And part of that's probably the juicing, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And she talks a little bit about that, about how it kind of inside out.
Yeah, it's like
I don't want to give away stuff.
Yeah, but the inside out kind of thing. It's you take care of the inside, the outside looks good.
Ain't that the truth? So I don't know if we're just going to keep beating around the bush. We're just going to get right to it.
We're going to get to it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cherie Calbom.
Hi, Cherie. So great to have you here.
Well, it's been too long since we've seen each other in person, and we would like to remedy that as soon as possible.
So here we are.
Yeah.
Yes.
2 of my favorite people.
Well, back at you.
Back at you, yes. You and your lovely husband. He's amazing.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So we talked about the amazing person that you are, and that you're known as the Juice Lady, and for a very good reason, because that's what you do. You help people get healthy through juicing, but not just juicing, just in, there's a whole retreat you do as well.
We do juice and raw foods retreats. People used to come from all over the world. Now it's more just the United States, and they spend a week with us, and so many people's lives are changed in 1 week. Can you change your life in a week? Absolutely. When you're doing the right things, and we do spirit, soul, body. So it's not just the juice fast and the raw foods. My husband does the emotional detox, mental detox, spiritual detox, de-stress, how to live from a happy heart, forgiveness, letting go. By the time you're cleansed from head to toe, inside to out, you feel like a new person.
Yes.
And that's what it's about. And so that's so in line with what we've been
doing. Yeah, we talk about that. And this is just so perfect because we always tell people through our episodes on the show that it's all about mind, body, and spirit. You have to nourish, balance, and cleanse all three. It can't just be one or the other.
That is absolutely right. And so often people will, like right in the middle of our retreat on the letting go night, the basket, put your burdens in the basket and let them go, right? And write your letters of forgiveness. And so many people have said, wow, I feel like a brand new person, like something just lifted from their heart or their shoulders or whatever, and their lives are changed. It's very cool.
That is so wonderful. So now, can you tell us a little bit about what got you to become the juice lady? Like, what was it, your journey that got you to go, okay.
Words from my mouth. Yeah, words from my mouth. I was going to say, was this a family secret from when you were a wee little lass that you guys just juiced all the time and that was your whole life? Or was this something that you discovered?
No, I discovered when I was really sick. And what I did as a wee little lass was really bad news. I was a sugaraholic. I loved junk food. I didn't like vegetables. That's you too. I remember your story. And it pays off in a bad way, right? And so by the time I was in my 20s, I was not doing well and I just spiraled down until chronic fatigue syndrome, fibromyalgia was my life. Ache all over, feel like I had the flu all the time, sleep 12 hours a day, get up tired, drag through the house, no energy at all. I felt like I had the flu all the time. It was just miserable. And I thought, I'm 20 something and single and young, and this is the pits. I'm not going to live like this. There's got to be a way out of this mess. I went from doctor to doctor for a little while. I didn't have much money, so I didn't have much money to run around and have people say, oh, it's all in your head. I knew there was no way it was all in my head. So then I went to a health food store and they asked me what I was eating. And yikes, you're eating all wrong. You can't go to those little drive-through places with your little bag and go home and eat your junk food. So I learned about juicing. I got my first juicer and I jumped in like completely full juice. And I did a 5-day juice fast. And on day number 5, my body expelled a tumor the size of a golf ball with blue blood vessels attached. So now, after getting a master's degree in nutrition, I know what those blood vessels were. It's angiogenesis, where the body grows blood vessels to the tumor to feed it. It's the gravy train, right? And nature's scissors will cut that off. I call them nature's scissors because they're the phytonutrients that cut off that blood supply to that tumor. So I looked at that. 20 something was like, yikes, what is that? But I knew I was looking at a tumor and I knew it was not a good thing. And my mother had died of cancer when I was 6 years old. And I thought, wow, I'm following in her footsteps. Thank God I got rid of that thing. And I thought, tomorrow I'm probably going to wake up well. No, I did not wake up well. My body was on a journey of healing and detoxing. And I was so determined that I was going to get well that nothing was going to derail me. I did not put one little bite of anything I shouldn't have in my mouth. So I added food in though, after that 5-day juice fast, but I kept juicing. And I went vegan for that summer. I'm not now, but just vegetables and a little bit of brown rice and vegetables in all its forms, soups and salads and stir fries. And however I could fix up vegetables to make them taste good, I did it, and juicing and occasional juice fasting. And it took me 3 months of ups and downs, and some days really bad days. As your body is detoxing, you feel really crummy sometimes, but I thought, I'm hanging in there because I don't have anything else. There's nothing else in anybody's toolbox but this. But there was a day, 3 months after I'd started my program, and I woke up at 8 o'clock, that without an alarm. That was unusual for me. That was early because I remember I'm sleeping 12 hours a day and waking up feeling hideous. And I woke up at 8 a.m. and thought, wow, somebody gave me a new body last night. I mean, I felt fabulous. I felt like jogging. So I did. And I hadn't even been able to walk around the block before. I was too afraid I wouldn't make it because I was just like kind of dizzy and weak and tired. And so I called that a cure. Like,
Yeah.
wow, that was the best cure on earth,
Now, that was at month 3.
Month 3, yeah.
Yeah.
And Dr. Mercola said to me, that's about right. I told my story on his show. He said, that's about right. It takes about 3 months to turn everything around. And I think it's 3 months for younger people, people that I've worked with that are older. It takes a little bit longer because you've got more toxins building up, and you've got more to do, more work to do. But I called it a cure, and that was good and bad. Because cure meant to me, you do this and you do this, and then you get better, and then you go back to living. You don't have to do this anymore. So I thought, okay, I was in Colorado at my father's. I'm going back to Southern California and my way of life and my friends. And I started going out and eating the pizza and the burgers and the fries. And those symptoms started coming back. And that scared the daylights out of me. When you taste fabulous health, you don't ever want to lose it. It is priceless. And the bulbs went on, and I thought, this is going to be a way of life. It's like, okay, I guess I'm going to have to give up all this party food and all this fun I think I'm having, which really wasn't fun at all. The results weren't. And slowly but surely, I let go of stuff. And it was one thing when I had a goal of getting well, but now that I'm well, it was harder. So it was little by little and trial and error and eating this and having a food hangover and thinking, oh, yuck, to one day I thought, okay, I can do this because I want to be healthy.
Yeah, I love that.
I love that. And I love that even with you having the ups and downs, many people, they're like, this isn't working because they want to feel the results immediately.
Right. Yes.
And such a great testimony because you had the right mindset. You were sick of being tired. And I should say you were tired of being sick and sick of being tired because you had both going on. You were exhausted. You just didn't feel good. You felt like you had the flu all the time. So you did everything you could to get that better. And even when you had good days and bad days, you didn't go, oh, this is a bad day, it's not working. You kept going.
Right.
You released a tumor. And even with that, and things went, you continued on. And then when you did go back after you felt better, you still go, wait a minute. No, this is not the way to
Actually,
go.
the releasing the tumor would probably spook me to no end. I'd probably be quite disturbed at that. I'd have to consult your husband for some spiritual guidance through that, I think. That'd be quite traumatic, I think.
Well, so even when I was at Mountain Wealth Institute, where it's all about juicing and raw, eating food, which I want to get to because I'm vegan, but I haven't gotten to be 100% raw. I really want to do that because my skin looked amazing. My eyes were so white.
Well, it's just like you said. Once you taste that perfect health, it's
you want to feel that again.
You want that, yeah.
Yes. Well, it's funny though, because anytime I released anything, I had to share. So I would take a picture of it, and I'd be like, look what came out today. And he goes, honey, you could just tell me, I'll believe you. You don't have to send me these photos.
Just say something ugly came out. I don't need to know. If you want, Lorna still has those photos. She'll send them on over to you.
Oh, okay. I went to a naturopathic university. That's kind of normal, you talk about all this stuff and this is how you get well. So sure, send them on over.
You'd be like, oh, see, yeah.
She's all been there, done that.
Yeah. Understand. But this is part of getting well. And we are so directed in the opposite direction in our society. Stop everything up, sneezing, stop sneezing. If you're throwing up, stop it immediately. Don't let anything come out that's nasty. You just got to stop everything up. And it's the opposite. We need to release everything that's not good for us, from emotions to stuff in the body that needs to come out.
And I love that that it goes hand in hand because so many people don't think it does, but it absolutely does.
I love that because you actually we're talking about how you guys have a retreat where you do those things. It's not just nourish, balance, and cleanse the body, but it's nourish and cleanse the mind, body, and spirit.
Well, yes, absolutely. And I have a detox program, my 30-day detox. Well, in each system, each week, and the system for that week or the organ, I talk about the emotions that are connected with that particular organ. Like liver, anger is the primary emotion. There are a lot of secondaries under that, jealousy and rage and on it goes. But when people start cleansing the liver, emotions start bubbling up. And we always tell people, don't be alarmed if all of a sudden you feel this anger coming up and you don't even know why. And you think this is weird. I don't know who I'm mad at, but just let it come up, let it go, let it out. And it's that way with every organ and system of your body. And like lungs, grief and sadness are connected with your lungs. And so as you're doing a lung cleanse, you may find yourself weeping and you're thinking, this is the weirdest thing on earth. Like, why am I sad or crying? But that's okay. It's all good, right? So we cough and we weep. And then
so we cough and we weep. We do have to take a quick break, but I want to know more about the 30-day program, because we're going to get right into that in the next segment then. So we'll be right back, and I want to know more about that. And so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Super Earth Energy.
Super Earth Energy.
For nearly 2 decades, Dr. Newsom was developing this formula.
This one.
2 decades of his life, nearly 2 decades.
I mean, that's really dedication to giving you the best quality of a supplement that's going to give you not only energy, I mean, it improves adrenal and,
Well, so it improves your adrenal and muscle fatigue.
Yep.
It actually helps with chronic fatigue syndrome, a compromised immune system, sleep deficit, brain fog.
Which many are experiencing, a low sexual desire. I mean, this 2 decades, there's a reason. He put a great formula together. He formulated, and it's just amazing. Like, we love it.
Yeah. So here's the thing. It's like we were just telling our daughter the other day. It's not like it gives you like a caffeine jittery feeling. It's more like you're just awake.
Yeah, like when you were a kid and you didn't feel. Kids they seem to not get tired. So it's kind of that. You don't go, oh, I feel like all this caffeine. It's none of that, because I personally can't do caffeine. It causes me nausea, migraines. I just can't do caffeine. But I take this and I just don't feel tired. Like, I can spend a whole day really getting a lot of things done and not feel exhausted, or I have to take a nap, or I still do my meditation stuff, but oh my gosh, amazing.
It's because it's giving you energy at a cellular level. Now, all you have to do to get this product is go to www.drnewsom.com and look for Super Earth Energy. We've got it ourselves, but we should do a little, still show them what that bottle looks like. And
yes,
there it is, Super Earth Energy. That's right. Go to drnewsom.com.
Yes. drnewsom.com. In fact, right here, we see the link.
Oh, see, now I got to put it there. I was going to put it there now, but now it's got to be there.
Or he can still put it here, but definitely here.
It's going to be 2 places now.
Super Earth Energy.
Okay, so we're back.
Hey, we're back. You always try to beat me.
I always want to just get a little bit ahead of Lourdes to say we're back, and every now and then she just lets me do it, and sometimes she gets me.
And sometimes we say it all at the same time.
Yeah, it's just a crazy, chaotic mess. So you have a 30-day detox plan, and so as I understand it, each week you're not attacking. That's not the right word. You're healing a specific function of the body, organ or system.
Yep.
And you were talking about emotions are attached to each. So just walk me through the first week. What do we do in the first week?
So the first week is colon cleanse, and that's usually where people should start, because you want that channel unblocked so that when toxins start pouring out of other channels, they can get out, right?
I love that.
We do a colon cleanse the first week, and the kickoff is a 3-day juice fast. And you combine that with your fiber shakes of fiber and bentonite clay, and then the juice fasting, and then you add in, it's all vegan. The whole 4 weeks is all vegan. So you add in your vegetables and maybe some whole grains, smaller amounts of those, and seeds and nuts, and that's your week. And lots of juice, and green juices are really important during that week. And it's a great cleansing week. The colon, it isn't so much that I found specific emotions, but lots of different emotions can be connected there. Yeah. So who knows what is going to come up that people are going to experience emotionally during that week. time to just let it go.
We just had a conversation with our friend who's spiritual, and she was saying intuitive medium, and she says that what she does is she has people keep a journal as part of her program, and I wonder if that would be effective in this as well. Whatever you come up, you write it down, and you get rid of it,
and then you burn it away.
You purge it out.
Burn it, or we drowned it, because we have fires here in Arizona. It's so dry.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, my husband says in his classes, from the first class on, keep your list with you, right? And then just write down whatever comes to your mind, whatever comes to your emotions that you want to let go of, get it all on that piece of paper. Then we have our letting go ceremony on Wednesday evening. We have a little service, and people put them in the basket. We have a candle and your list, and you let your burdens go and your emotions and all the toxicity, and put it in the basket, and we drown them.
I love that.
I like that. Yeah, it's great.
And how environmentally friendly is it for where you are? That's just smart thinking, is what that is.
Yeah, no kidding.
We have to.
So a 3-day juice fast to begin with. Do you discourage longer than that?
No, and in fact, that's what I kicked my program off with, was a 5-day juice fast. People have done more juice fasting. So each of us are different, right? Listen to your body. There's some people that are very thin, very weak, and they just can't make it too many days.
When she was in Optimum Health Institute, they actually had to give her avocados.
They gave me extra avocados.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I went down to not 70 pounds. 70 pounds is when I had days off. About 90 pounds.
Yeah, she was definitely a walking escalade, as her.
But you know what's funny is skinny as I got, I actually felt the healthiest.
Now, isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Wow. It was just all because of all the, I was so saturated with nutrients that I didn't feel weak from it. I felt icky on the first few days of detoxing.
It's funny you should talk about detox, because I was just going to say a lot of people that we advocate for and reach out to us, they have day jobs, they have things that they have to. So this fast has got to knock them down, I would think. So is there something that can kind of offset the feelings? I mean, I know you mentioned drinking water before, but is there something that they can kind of do to not feel it as severely, I guess?
Yes, absolutely. I always say, for people that are working, got to keep going, add in a smoothie. And I'm a big fan of avocados and vegetable juice. Pour it all in the blender, the Vitamix, whatever you got, blend it all up. That's my breakfast. In fact, every morning I have a juice, I have a citrus shake to cleanse the liver, and I have that, I call it smoothie. And I put some pumpkin seeds on top of that, a little collagen protein in there, and that's my breakfast.
Only when you want to party. Little pumpkin seeds when I want to party.
I love that. That's delicious.
It does sound good, actually.
Oh, it's so yummy. I love it. When that's our breakfast. My husband likes it too. So I always tell people, we've got to modify for your lifestyle, for what you're doing. I don't want anybody passing out on your job,
Driving a forklift.
Crashing and hitting somebody else. I don't know. But oftentimes people will start on a Friday if they work a standard week, and then have the weekend off, and then they can do their 3-day juice fast that way, and they're okay. But if you can't, then you modify. And like you, Lourdes, you had avocado. You added in some avocado to keep going. So I always say that's another backup, I don't want anybody fainting, anybody weak, barely making it. So we can modify things. We're going to cleanse. It's just how fast you cleanse, right? Because all of these things are good, and it's not going to stop you from cleansing. It might slow you down a little bit, and that's all.
Interesting.
Right. The process is still going. It's just a slower process. It's not like you're putting a toxin in there on top and you're trying to get toxins out.
Right. She didn't say go get a burger from McDonald's.
She's saying like avocados and stuff. So you're adding that to it, and that slows it down because of the oils, but you're still giving the body something good. It's just going to slow down the detox process.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And then there's a distinction here, and I want to clear it up, because Lourdes, God bless her, she reaches out to people and she says, you need to juice. You need to start juicing. And so the first thing they say to her
when they reach out to me.
When they reach out to me. Yeah. When they reach out to Lourdes. Yeah, of course. When they reach out to Lourdes and they say, we need help, she'll advise them, you need to go ahead and juice. Like you just start.
Not selling certain juices.
But then what they do is they say, I put some vegetables in a blender and I put water in there. And Lourdes is like, that's not what I said. I said to juice. So there's a distinction.
So, well, actually, what I'll ask is so tell me how what you put in your juicer. Tell me. Oh, okay, so what I do is I add, and they start telling me I add a banana, and they start telling me like bananas and this, and I'm like, you juiced a banana? They said, no, I put it in the blender. I said, yeah, see, juicer, you need a juicer. You're saying blend, and I said juice. So they're like, oh, I thought it was the same thing. It's like, no, it's not the same thing at all.
You know, you just struck on a universal question. Many, many people think blending is juicing because manufacturers have told them that. They have told them this is a juicer. You know, when the Vitamix is a blender, or the NutriBullet, or what, anything that's going to swirl around and keep it in one container, you're blending, and that's like a smoothie or a blended drink. And a juicer is going to separate the juice from the fiber. So juice is going to pour out one place, and fiber is going to get ejected another place. And that's a juicer. But you're right. A lot of people do not know that. And they're thinking, oh, I just blend it all up. You're right. Add some water. And then they've got, though, with all the vegetables that probably you're recommending, I'm recommending, it's kind of a mushy, not very palatable concoction, right? They're going, I don't know, this isn't very good. And then let's throw a bunch of bananas in there, right? They've got all that sugar, and I'm trying to get the sugar out right now. So I'm saying, got to get a juicer, right? Because you can make juices taste fabulous without fruit, except for lemon or lime. That's my thing, because my body doesn't like fruit sugar very well. And so carrot and lemon for me is a great base. It really is very, very tasty. And then I put some ginger in there. That adds a little spice. Plus, it's an anti-inflammatory. It's rich in zinc, antibacterial, antimicrobial, on and on it goes with ginger root. And so it's a wonderful addition. And that's my top 3 base. And then to that, you could start adding in all these other things. You know, you can get in some fennel, and that's great for digestion and for bloating and gas. And it's a great mood enhancer. So I love fennel. I just got a big fennel bowl the other day, and I got to start juicing it now. But you can add in all sorts of greens, you know, spinach, kale, chard. Not all at the same time, but vary them. A little kale this time, a little spinach this time, and change up your juices. Get some parsley in there another time, and, you know, rotate those greens around. And if you just can't stand just the carrot and lemon, you can add a little bit of apple, of course. Some people can add more than others. Some people can tolerate much more fruit sugar than others. I'm one that can't tolerate much at all. And that leads me to sugars and diabetes. And I'm asked all the time, I guess I can't juice, right? Because I'm diabetic, because my doctor says it's too much sugar. And I say, no, not if you're juicing vegetables. But you're right. You can't have the fruit juices.
Oh, yeah.
You can have lemon and lime for flavor.
It's so interesting you said, because many put those together, and it's like, well, you know, diabetes can't handle the sugar you get at the store. The body register is completely different when it comes to fruit. But most people aren't diabetic because they're eating fruit. Most people are
right.
You know,
let's be clear.
Yeah, because it's like, you know, my mom, who you know, in the beginning, this is several years ago, she was so ill. And they always were just like, thought I was nuts with this whole juicing and stuff. And so, but no matter what she did, she was in the hospital for a while. She called me, she goes, I'll do whatever you say. I just need to feel better. And she was getting worse in the hospital. So she gets home, I fly out. And the very first thing is I thought, okay, well, it's juice. And I went and I got celery, cucumber. I got some green apples. Some kale, right? I'm putting the stuff in there, and she's looking at me like, yuck.
Right.
And I said, no, you said whatever I wanted to make you, you drink it just so you can get better. I said, I promise you're going to like it. I put this concoction together. I even added a couple of green grapes in there just to, you know, because she loves sweets, but it wasn't going to be her sugar. She drank it, loved it. She was surprised because she saw the vegetables, and she just didn't see how she was going to like it. I mean, she's going to drink it. She felt better immediately. And she couldn't understand why she felt better. And I was like, because it's juice. It's just going into your body. It doesn't have to break it down. You pulled out the fiber that would have slowed it down. I said, you're getting in the nutrition quickly. Did that the first day, second day, she felt great. Third day, she was brand new. Fourth day, my brother came over, and he was like, wow, like he was shocked. At how my mother just did a 180 and looked completely different. She looked even younger.
Yes. And that is the next point, anti-aging.
Okay, well, let's
okay. We're gonna get into that.
I was just gonna say, wow, you guys are so good.
I know we can get into
it's like you guys are a couple of pros and you know exactly when to break. The next point will be anti-aging.
Yeah. So after this break,
we'll talk about anti-aging when it comes to the old juicerino.
Yes.
Super Digest.
Super Digest, one of the one of the strongest digestive formulas on the market.
Yeah. And again,
Strongest.
This makes sense, right? Dr. Newsom, but now you guys are seeing a theme, right? Dr. Newsom just does the best because that's what he does.
And when it comes to your digestive system, because that's where you get the most of, nutrition, you definitely want it to be amazing.
The top notch.
Yep. And this is like 10 types of active digestive enzymes to enhance your digestion of protein,
fats, and carbs, as well as pineapple proteolytic enzyme and papaya proteolytic enzyme. Proteolytic. It sounds like an era of dinosaurs, doesn't it?
Yeah, proteolytic.
This dinosaur was found in the proteolytic era.
I just like saying proteolytic.
Yeah, that's actually our new word now. We're just going around saying proteolytic.
And it's got pineapple proteolytic.
We never had to learn proteolytic until we met Dr. Newsom, and now we understand what proteolytic is. It's an enzyme that actually helps you break down protein.
And by the way, and carbs, and you need the enzymes to break down the proteins and carbs and the stuff that you need because that's how you get your nutrition.
Right, and this one has like 10, right?
Yes.
10 of types of active digestive enzymes. Active,
there's the key.
Yeah, they're not sleepy. They're not sleepy enzymes.
No.
They're not just like, okay. No, they're active. They're running around.
10 types of active digestive enzymes.
So you want to go to www.drnewsom.com, look for Super Digest that my lovely model wife assistant is holding.
And by the way, the products we share, it's because we take them.
We're using them.
Because we love what it does for our bodies. It's really good. So you guys definitely, oh my gosh,
digestion is crucial to your health, and that's why Dr. Newsom has created this Super Digest.
If you have issues with your digestive system, you're going to want Super Digest.
That's right.
Yep. Super Digest. And we're back.
This time she was faster than I am. You know why? Because we're going to talk about anti-aging, and this is all about that.
Yes. It's such an exciting topic. And you were right. You said to me on break, it's inside. It starts on the inside, the anti-aging. It's not the creams and all the stuff we put on our faces or all over our bodies. It's what we put inside. And it comes from the inside to the out. I have worked with so many people, and I've seen before my eyes at our retreats, I've seen before my eyes, like, wow, this person is looking younger day by day till we get to day 5. And it's like, oh my gosh, I see dark circles disappear under people's eyes. I see some lines start to go away. As you feed the collagen that's right underneath the skin with all that extra vitamin C and the nutrients from the juice, it starts to plump up a little bit, like everything's pulling up a bit. And as people keep going on the program, it's like, oh, they're looking younger, more vibrant. They've got more color in their face, less lines. So how about as we get older, we look younger, right?
Yeah.
And lie about your age because it's just a number, right?
That's right. I always say that's just a number.
Just a number. So just roll back the years. You present a younger looking you each year, and who cares what your number is, right? But it really is true, and it really does work. I am aware of 2 studies that people have told me about. They're unpublished. I believe one was in Poland. I can't remember where the other one was. I think it was the US. And a professor that had chicken cells. Maybe you've heard of this study she was doing, cleansing and detoxing the cells by changing the water, feeding the superior nutrients to these cells and keeping them young and supple and very vibrant and alive. So the one I'm really familiar with, she went on vacation, and while she was gone, her students that were supposed to be handling the lab did not care for those cells well. And she came back and they looked shriveled up, like wrinkled skin. The cell surface was shrinkled and withered, and she was so upset because she'd kept these going for way past the lifespan of a chicken. These cells had been going, I forget how many years it was, but way past the lifespan. And she was about to throw them out, and then she thought, maybe I'll give it one last try, but I'll feed them extra nutrients and change the water often. So this is like major detox for these cells. She brought them back.
Wow.
Within days, their surfaces had turned supple again, plump, like young skin would be. And these chicken cells became supple and young looking again.
Huh.
That really got to me. And I thought, okay, this is exactly what's going on with us. Our little cells have a chance if we detox, give them wonderful nutrients. That's the juices. And of course, we need that in smoothies. That's still wonderful nutrients. And then we're flushing, we're getting rid of, we're drinking lots of water. We're either doing colonics or enemas. We're just flushing our system, and we're getting rid of the toxic stuff that's going to make the cells look old, right? And so as we get rid of that, then the cells start plumping up, looking soft and supple again. And people see it right on their faces. It's like, wow, what happened here?
I love that.
I love that. See, and that's what your retreat does. It helps people to cleanse, but at the same time nourish. So you're getting out all the junk, and you're seeing this difference. Now, when you guys do the retreats, is that yearly, or how does that work?
We've been doing them twice a year here in Arizona because we can't do anything in the summer. It's just way too hot. Who would want to come for that? But spring and fall. Yeah, we do spring and fall here. We used to do in Santa Fe until the retreat center went up for sale. And so we used to go to Santa Fe, which has beautiful summers, and we did a retreat there in the summer. So now it's twice a year here, and we have one coming up in September, and we would love to have everyone listening come and join us because it's just going to be a wonderful week. If you can't do that, then get my 30-day detox program, because that's going to take you through. And I should tell you what you get and what happens in a 30-day total comprehensive body detox plan. And we already said week 1 is colon cleanse. Week 2 is liver gallbladder. And that is really a key week. That is the most intense week that I have. There's a lot of things you do that week that you don't have to do the other weeks, like the beet salad and the carrot salad and the beet juice drink and the carrot juice drink and the potassium broth soup and the liver gallbladder cleansing shakes that you have in the morning, where you increase your garlic and your olive oil by 1 garlic clove and 1 tablespoon olive oil each day till you get to day 5. And then if you so choose, you can do your major flush on day 6, which gets rid of gallstones if you have a gallbladder. If you don't, it helps get rid of liver stones. Oh. I have gotten rid of both gallstones and liver stones. They look very different. Liver stones are very dark usually, and gallstones are lighter, and they can be different colors.
Are you flushing those out urinary, or are they going out the other?
The other, yeah.
Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, that's so great. Yeah. I mean, especially because many people actually suffer from gallstone problems or liver issues. And I mean, it just makes sense if they went to your retreat and had this whole experience, because I think even there, like you were mentioning before, your husband also does the spiritual side of it.
Exactly. And so if you do the home program, our retreat doesn't have all of these little extras, but we do have the juice fasting, and we start and end with raw foods. But if you're doing the home program, then you have all these little extras on that liver cleanse week. And boy, it really gets down to cleansing the liver and the gallbladder. And by the end of the week, you have gotten rid of major stuff. That is a major cleanse week. And then I go on week 3 to kidney and bladder and lungs. And then week 4 is skin and blood and lymphatic system. And lymphatic system is such a key these days. You know, our lymph system is a garbage collecting runway. What else can you say? It moves the garbage through the body, but it has no pump. So it can get very stagnant. It can get very sticky, thick, and where it should be thin and it should be moving along easily, it can get very thick and very stagnant. Lymph nodes can get impacted, toxic, and we're seeing more lymph node cancer, cancer of the lymph systems. And it's because we have several things going, a very sedentary life. It's exercise that gets that lymph moving, and people are sitting so much. So the lymph isn't moving. It's getting stagnant. It's getting more and more toxic, more backed up. And then we're eating a toxic diet. And so that's just pouring more toxins in, and the poor lymphatic system is trying to move it all out, move it through the body, and it's just not moving very well. And then it gets stagnant and just sits there. And so those toxins are getting absorbed back into the body. So I've got a lymph node detox soup in that section and a lymph detox juice combo.
What's in the soup?
Everything in the kitchen sink. No.
Right. I was gonna say, I think it's because if they go onto your site, they can actually get the 30-day cleanse, right? Where it's detox cleansing and stuff. And we definitely want to make sure that we mention where where they can go on your website.
Yes, come visit me at juiceladyinfo.com. Sign up for Juice and News, because I was just mentioning every week I'm giving away a juicer. I'm going to do this for quite a while. I am tithing back juicers, right?
I love that.
I've been so blessed. And it just dawned on me a couple months ago, I'm going to tithe juicers. I'm going to give back, because I have been given so much. Since I've done that, I'm selling more and more juicers, first of all. So I'm tithing more and more juicers, and more people are getting better. And it's a beautiful thing. It's just like snowballing in a wonderful way.
Right? I
mean,
that's what it is.
I would say it's so amazing. I mean, when you look at how God has created everything, the more we give, the more we receive.
Right.
That is right. And you just can't outgive God.
I love that.
Just,
I'm going to put that on a t-shirt.
There you go.
Yep. You just can't.
You can't.
God.
I love that. Yes. So what other things that one could, should know when it comes to juicing, and if they want to get started? Because I know a lot of people feel overwhelmed of like, so how do I even start?
Yeah, is there a way to kind of dip your baby toe in with this?
Yes. So two things. You need a juicer, right? Cool. And I always say, get the best juicer on earth. And what is that? The one you'll use every day. So
on that,
figure out what you need to make it a juicer you'll use every day. And usually people will say easy to clean, easy to use, efficient or fast, quiet seems to be an important thing for people too. So take a look at the Nama J2 juicer. It's up on my website. That's the juicer I'm giving away, because it's the one I love. It's the one I use every day. And if you want to get it, I've got a code, JuiceLady55. You can get $55 off. So that's going to be the best price you'll get anywhere, and get started. Then you need some simple recipes, because if it tastes crummy, you're just not going to juice, right? And so some people have told me they've started off and they thought, oh, ginger root. And then they put in giant chunk, like, 3-inch chunk, and it's like, it tastes horrible. Or too many greens, just really chug a lug those greens on in. And it's just like too much. It's overwhelming. And they think, oh no, this juicing is not for me. So I usually say start with a nice base, and carrot apple ginger is a nice one, or carrot lemon ginger if you're trying to keep your sugars even lower. Green apple's lower in sugar than yellow and red. So we're all different, but a lot of people are just fine with carrot and apple, any color. And if you like spice, a little ginger in there. And then to that, you can start adding in some greens, like a couple leaves at a time, or a couple ribs of celery at a time, and ease yourself into adding in some of these other things, or maybe a little bit of fennel, like cut off maybe a quarter of the fennel bulb, and try that out. And then you can start experimenting and getting recipes. Recipes are everywhere. You can find them all over my site. I've got a ton of them. I've got a ton of books, but the recipes are everywhere. So and I've got recipes recipes that come out every week, twice a week. So you can sign up for my news and juice and get started and keep doing it, because it's consistency that pays off. I say often 1 juice a day will change your life if you do it every day, right?
1 juice a day will change your life. Okay, so we do have to take a break. And then when we come back, not every juicer is created equal, and I was gonna expand on that. So I want to get back to that with you. Okay, so let's just take a break, and we'll come right back to that
after this break.
Dr. Newsom's Inflamagon.
It's powerful anti-inflammatory botanical formula.
So this bad boy's got curcumin, and he gets that curcumin from organic turmeric root.
Yes, which is important. We want organic. And freeze-dried frankincense oil.
Freeze-dried frankincense oil is boswellic acid, actually. Boswellic acid.
I love these words.
I know. Our vocabulary has been so expanded since we started working with Dr. Newsom.
Yes.
And that's boswellic acid is important because it's one of the things that help you. It actually helps with inflammation, but it also is an inhibitor for tumors.
Yeah.
So
so why not prevent or get rid of if you have one of those things or you don't know you have it yet?
Yeah, right. And why just jump ahead of it? Because this formula is bound to Dr. Newsom's unique fulvic acid and humic acid.
Which, by the way, those 2 minerals that you really do need if you want to stay healthy. And it gives maximum absorption and anti-inflammatory action. You're likely dealing with inflammation. Yes, because most people don't realize that if you end up with certain pains and aches, that's inflammation. Inflammation causes aches and pains to let you know there's an issue.
And prolonged inflammation is really what causes these chronic illnesses, up to and including cancer.
So we take this as well, and it's amazing. In fact, real quick tidbit, even as a thin person, I always had this little pouch, but since I've been taking this, I'm like, I must have had inflammation because that little pouch is gone.
Goodbye pouch, no more punch. So you want to go to www.drnewsom.com, get that anti-inflammatory formula of his in Inflamagon. I love the name Inflamagon.
Like it's gone.
Inflamagon.
Inflam is gone.
We love it. I'll let that one slide. We love it. We know that you love it too, because look, inflammation is something that you really want to work out of your system right now.
Yeah, like if you want to avoid health issues, when you have too much inflammation just creates, and especially if it's consistently going on,
right.
It causes diseases, it causes illnesses. Who wants to be sick?
And you can trust Inflamagon because it comes from Dr. Newsom, and
we trust it.
We trust it, and we love it.
And we take this sucker daily.
Love it.
We like to prevent.
Well, we're back. Okay. So what I was saying before we went to break is that we have a close friend of us who doesn't have a masticating juicer. He's got a juicer, but it looks like a drum, and he put the stuff in and it does this spin thing. But we're telling him that masticating juicer is better because it actually squeezes it out a little bit better.
It doesn't use the blades. But what's the difference between the ones that people use with the blades compared to a masticating juicer that actually just squeezes?
They're very different. Yes. So the one that spins around is a centrifugal, and it bursts cells open by the spinning action of the blade. And it creates more friction. So one little study, only one small study I found, and it was probably a kitchen study is what I figure, but they said there were more nutrients they found in a masticating juicer than this centrifugal, which makes sense to me in the press action of a masticating, whether it's rolling this way or rolling this way, it's pressing and squeezing rather than spinning fast and bursting cells. There is less friction. So those are called cold press juicers as well. Not that the other juicer is hot. That really confuses people because they say my juice isn't hot. No, but the cold press is the action of less friction. And so technically less heat or no heat. It's cold pressed. So in that one little study, they did find more nutrients in the cold pressed or masticating juice. So that's the one I use is a masticating, and it's moving this way. lower chamber to press the juice out. And I do believe it's true that there's more nutrients in that. So I do recommend masticating juicers over centrifugal. Again, though, fast and easy to clean is important too. So that's why I love the one that I use. Easy, clean, and fast, and put everything in the upper chamber, cut it up, close the lid, walk away, go do something else. It juices for you.
I love that.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
And it sounds much easier than
because the one we have actually has that screw on there.
And you have to push it. I mean, to be fair, it's old.
You have to stand and push.
But it works. And that is the thing. We have to go you have to do the, come on, you can do
Well,
this.
there's some stuff that just won't work in the centrifugal, right? Because you can't do wheatgrass in a centrifugal.
Or just spit it right out. Even kale or leafy greens.
Well, and we learned when your father sent you the noni.
Oh, yes.
All we had was a centrifugal at that time, and we tried to juice noni. It just made a sort of a weird mush.
Yeah, it didn't juice it. But we didn't know. That's when we were just learning. Like, you need to juice, so we just got a juicer, but we didn't know that.
We didn't have Cherie on speed dial. And we're like, what do we do?
You learned the hard way. But that's true. There is a difference. So, folks, there is a difference between a masticating juicer where it's pressing it out compared to something that's just kind of busting open, like you said. You're really not. You're kind of killing some of the good stuff you want.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
And so, do you consult specifically to people with certain ailments? And I only ask because, on a selfish note, I have you, so I'm going to ask you about the psoriasis. So I've got a little bit of psoriasis. I'm still dealing with. Been dealing with it for a long time now, and it's never gotten so out of hand where it covers everywhere. I've seen some poor souls that have it really bad. So I'm blessed with what I have, and I think it's because of our healthy lifestyle. I can keep it to somewhat abated. But if I was to go to you specifically and say I've got this psoriasis, how would I attack that? Do you consult like that, or?
Yes, I do. Absolutely. So we'll just have a little consultation right here and now.
Sure. Yeah. We'll take
So I've had really excellent results with detoxing. Again, getting those toxins out of the system has seemed to help tremendously for a lot of people. Also, ginger and turmeric, both anti-inflammatory. If you can find fresh turmeric root, I juice that up quite a bit. If you can't, use the powder. And of course, we can all find ginger. It seems to be everywhere. So juicing that up and adding some turmeric with that can be really, really good. And the fish oils have been helpful for some people, but it hasn't been the cure-all for most people. It's just maybe an additional thing that's helpful. But I think the most effective has been the detox.
Sure. And that's part of the 30-day. That's part of the 30-day program. So yeah, probably people with psoriasis get better from that too.
Yeah, because one of the things you want to add, like she said, was the turmeric and the ginger, both anti-inflammatory.
Right.
And a lot of this has to do with that. And even ginger is known, right, for the stomach, because most people will go get ginger ale, is it called?
Ginger ale or ginger beer.
And I'm like, or just take the ginger.
Exactly. Well, sometimes I've just nibbled on it, like when I've been traveling and there's no juicer. It's hot, but it does the trick. It's great for the throat. If you've got a sore throat coming on, that's when I grab fresh ginger. It really takes the soreness out of your throat.
So even nibbling on it helps. It's not just good for the stomach, but also even if you have a sore throat.
Exactly. Yeah. It's helped a lot.
I want to try that.
You're going to try nibbling?
I want to try nibbling.
Well, every time I give him ginger, I always put like a lot. For him.
She goes nuts.
But it's because I'm determined. Like, you need a lot of this, okay?
We're giving you a big chunk.
Big old chunk.
That's what I get. It burns my ears.
And I tell him if he just enjoys it by sipping it, it'll burn, but not bad. But when you're just chugging, you're putting all that in. That's
into the goal that it goes, baby. That's how I play this game.
I always sip.
Yeah,
I sip and it burns, but I don't go like, oh, my ears. But he's like, gung, 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 gung. Like, well, yeah, you took the whole thing.
Got to walk it off sometimes.
His face gets really red. His ears are bursting.
Wow, that's a lot of ginger juice.
Yeah, she's not playing. She's not playing.
No, I do a whole.
It's legit. And so we were also a break. We were talking just a little bit because I have close family members that are dealing with they don't have diabetes yet. It's not. They have been diagnosed with diabetes,
but they have certain symptoms.
They have symptoms that look like, yes, you're on your way. It's just a matter of time before you're diagnosed. And so insulin resistance. And so in that regard, is there this? It sounds like this 30-day plan would work for that as well. But is there something specifically they should be gearing towards vegetable wise to avoid the diabetes or?
Yes. Green beans are really good for the pancreas. That's just a little aside. Include more of those. I've worked with quite a few people with diabetes and helped them get off all medication and completely control their blood sugar through diet. Celery juice amazingly will lower blood sugar. Also cholesterol and liver enzymes have come down, people I've worked with. So that's straight celery juice. Like 10 to 16 ounces first thing in the morning. If you just can't get it down by itself, and some people just absolutely can't, put squeeze of lemon in it. It's best by itself, but it's still going to help you. It's still going to bring that blood sugar down. And then going on a low carb diet. So more getting those starchy carbs, especially out of the diet, the white rice, the potatoes, the flour products. That's what a lot of people love, the crackers, the breads, all of those things. Even if they don't eat sweets, people will say to me, oh, I don't have any sweets. But when we do the diet diary, here's all this other stuff, the starchy stuff that turns to sugar very easily. Right. So if you get all of that out and you get on whole grain, a little bit of whole grain, beans are very good for the pancreas and very good for blood sugar levels. So beans, lentils, split peas are really good, and lots of green vegetables, excellent. And I've had people have excellent results with juicing vegetables, primarily vegetables, maybe adding a little green apple, some lemon, but mostly vegetables. And many people I've worked with are completely off medication now and controlling their blood sugar with diet alone. So it can absolutely be done, easily done. And here's something. We had somebody working at our house this last week. He was saying insulin for him is $1,000 per whatever, I don't know, supply he gets. I don't know how long it lasts. I'm thinking, oh my word, that is terrible. He was one that was not real open to diet stuff. But gosh, I was thinking you could be saving all this money,
right,
by changing your diet. And
yes,
wow. One thing about juicing too that's amazing though, sorry. One thing that's amazing about juicing is that you get out of it what you put into it. So and then going back to what we're talking about with God's whole thing, like the more you give, the more you get. The more you put into the juicing, the more you get out of the juicing. So I'm sorry.
Yeah, and going along with your thought there, people get so wrapped in, spending all this money because they think they're doing something healthy for themselves. But, how healthy is it that when you take that pill, there's no phytonutrients, no trace minerals, there's no minerals in general, no, vitamins or any of those nutrients that your body actually runs on. You're just taking a pill that's a chemical made in a lab. So now your body's got to fight that toxic chemical you just stuck in it, overtaxing your liver that does over 500 functions. But people are like, no, I'll just take this, and they think that they're better, but you're not better because you're taking something that's making things worse with more symptoms. And they forget that God has literally put everything on this planet for our bodies to run 100%. We can't go, no. God had it wrong. God, he put us here and he gave us, but not he wasn't that good. But this doctor's way better than God because this doctor's going to give me this pill. And I get these side effects, and sometimes it kind of brings up my blood pressure, or I get a little dizzy, or sometimes I get a fog brain, or I get confused, or they started having these forgetful
dementia
symptoms, or because they're taking these pills that give those side effects, and then they give you a pill because now you have dementia, but it was from the side effect, and all you do is get rid of the thing that caused the side effect. And they don't see that if our bodies are depleted from nutrients, in fact, they'll even check when you're in the hospital, like, oh, your potassium's low, your magnesium's low. It's like, wait, why are we talking about minerals if all I need is a pill? Yeah. But they can tell.
Right. Oh, yes, for sure.
Yes. And our bodies run on that.
Yeah. So we got to get everybody juicing, the whole world.
Yeah, absolutely. And I promised last consultation Like I said, I got her. I'm gonna take advantage. So about dementia, we have some family that are dealing with dementia or early on.
Well, actually, we know friends that even their families.
Yeah. So that's why I bring it up, because we would have people that are watching the show right now that could benefit from something with that. So again, the 30-day plan seems like it would help with that as well.
It will help the brain detox, absolutely, because when you detox your body, it includes the brain, right? So
all your body, sure.
Those toxins. Well, some people, have said, well, this won't cross the blood-brain barrier and that, but your brain is going to detox most definitely when you're detoxing your body. But here's a great story I have to tell you. When my book Juicing for Life came out, a lady contacted me, and she was a caregiver for an Alzheimer's lady. And so she went every day and made her meals for her and got everything all set up for her. And she thought, well, Mrs. So-and-so doesn't really know what's going on much anyway, and doesn't know what I'm giving her. So I'm just going to experiment on her and start giving her all these juices and see if she makes any kind of improvement. And one day she said she was walking up to the front door, and the neighbor came over and said, what have you been doing for Mrs. So-and-so? I had a normal conversation with her yesterday.
Wow.
Well, her brain was clearing. It was clearing out the junk. They're coming up with all of these different studies and reports on what causes Alzheimer's. But I go back to the original stuff that I looked at, where all of these neurons are coated with gunk, right? With heavy metals and who knows what all is collecting in the brain. And if you start clearing that out and detoxing, your brain is going to clear up. You're going to start thinking better. Coconut oil also, there was a study on that, and it had some positive effects on Alzheimer's as well. And so mixing in several tablespoons of coconut oil a day in a smoothie is how most people were able to get that to the Alzheimer's person. And that's very, very easy to do. And most people love the smoothies, no matter what condition their brain is in, they'll love a smoothie. Right. And most of them will drink juices. So I would say any family members that have something coming on, do the 30-day detox. You can get them to do that. But if you can't, because it's a little more intense, start off with the juices, lots of juices and some smoothies with coconut oil in it, and just see what happens.
I love that. Yeah. Are you guys hearing this? Add some juices. Actually, go onto her website and check out, because she also has recipes and stuff.
Let's say your website once more, because
juiceladyinfo.com. So it's, don't forget the info, because Juice Lady won't get you there. juiceladyinfo.com. And then you can check it all out. You can sign up for News and Juice and get a chance for a drawing every week. I've got a juicer drawing, giving away a free juicer. Hey, and I have something that's going to be really fun. I'm starting in July, a Saturday morning juice party, like once a month. And I'm going to do Zoom, and I'm going to be in my kitchen, and I'm going to make juices, and I'm going to answer questions, and y'all come, because we're going to have fun.
No, you guys have to come to this. So it starts in July?
Yes. And I'm looking at, I'll announce it. So sign up for my News and Juice, but I'm going to announce it. I think it'll be the second Saturday of each month. So the second Saturday of July is what I'm thinking. And it'll be a Facebook Live, if we can get Facebook to work. Otherwise it'll be Zoom. We'll see.
I love it.
Oh, I love that. We'll definitely join in. And everyone watching, you have to join in. Seriously. Was it once a month, like the second Saturday of each month?
Yes.
Yeah, one Saturday.
Yeah, so one Saturday for your health.
Yeah.
Yeah, and get your questions answered, get some juice recipes, join in a community. Usually if you have a question, somebody else has that question too, and they'll be so glad you asked it, or vice versa. You'll be so glad they asked it. So I love that about community, online community, because we get our questions answered. And lots of people also want to know, how do I make juice happen in a busy lifestyle where I have to go to work early every morning? So freeze juice on the weekends, make it big batches, pour it in little canning jars that you can get at hardware stores. Don't fill it all the way to the top, it'll burst. And then freeze all these little jars and pull them out each morning. and make it happen. And lots of busy moms are doing that. They're getting their kids to help them on the weekends, make the juices, make big batches of juice, and then they've got juice for the week. So at least you can have one juice a day can change your life, remember? So if you can get a bunch of them frozen, you'll preserve nutrients. It'll change your life.
Nice. It'll change your life. And that's what the Juice Lady is all about, changing your life.
Absolutely. One juice at a time. Yeah.
Well, so always whenever we have such engrossing conversations, it feels like the time just goes by really fast, and it's certainly the case this time. Now I'm thinking we have to have you on again at some point in time.
Yes.
Okay. I'll be back.
Yeah.
We've had fun. It's such a fun topic to talk about juicing. Something that tastes good, it's beautiful, and it can change your life. Are you kidding? Is this really too good to be true? People ask that, but it really isn't, because look at you guys, you know too.
You do.
So
Yes, we love it. So great. And you guys out there watching, I mean, she's changed so many people's lives. She does these retreats. She's got this 30-day program on detox. Check it out. I mean, really get on that. We
get to know her.
Yeah, it's like, she's a lovely person. You're going to love her. Like, really, I mean, she's doing something once a month so that everybody can do this as a community. Hello. I mean, that says it all right there. I mean, seriously.
We're going to have fun. It's going to be fun. Yes. And so if you want a juicer, don't forget Juice Lady 55 for $55 off the Nama J2 juicer. And check it out. It really is the best one I've ever used.
And she would know.
Yeah,
she's been there, done that.
That's right.
I've tried a
Juice Lady for a reason.
Yeah, right. So thank you so much for coming on again. We love you dearly. And so you've obviously done us a huge solid for coming on. So we appreciate you so greatly.
Such an honor. Thank you so much.
Oh,
I loved you. Thank you.
I love you guys. This was so much fun.
We're going to do it again. We're going to do it again.
We definitely have to do it again. We also want to make sure that people know that even on your site, they should be able to see all your books that you've written. Because I think you've written like 35 books, right?
35. How did you know?
You know.
It's just what I do. I write books.
Yeah. So come check it out. Yeah, there's a book for everybody. There's a book for something. And I do have, we were talking about diabetes. I do have a little book, The Remedies for Diabetes. And I have remedies for thyroid and adrenal. And
yes, that's what's so amazing.
Little books. Yeah. All through juicing. It's just amazing. And of course, diet change too. Of course, somebody asked me one time, will my health change if I drink a juice every day and I still go to McDonald's? Well, yeah, maybe a little bit. But it's what we eat too. So learning, the best foods, life-giving fuel for our bodies is what I call it. And as we eat a good diet and drink our juice, oh my goodness.
Feel better, look younger.
I know, you feel better. It's the whole package. You feel better. You look younger. You feel younger. Yeah, it's a win-win.
Yeah.
It's a win-win. Yes. Without a doubt.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Wow.
Right. I mean, you guys don't know this, but whenever we're done with an interview, we'll have like a sort of a wrap-up conversation with people. Yeah, you expect to see the show to come out at this time. And she gave us even more insight. And we're like, why do we stop recording?
Yeah, because such great information. And it always seems to happen the moment we just like, that's so.
So we're going to have her back on.
Yeah,
we have to because, she's actually really current with what's happening. She's the whole... Our daughter gave us some instructions, so let me see if I can do this right. You know that whole thing that you get in the arm?
No. You know that thing that people get, and then afterwards they start to have side effects? Whether it can be within 24 hours to 48 hours, 2 weeks to 2 months to 9 months later to a year later to an anniversary of that.
She says it better than I did.
So when those things happen and then they don't relate it because it's, a year apart or whatever, it's kind of people start having side effects of certain things, and she's got a way to take care of that too.
Yeah, take care of that specific something that's in that something.
So we're going to be talking about that on another episode.
Talk about that.
Yes.
Probably won't be as aloof as we are right now.
Yeah.
It's the something with the something. So when you got that something with the something,
if you want to know what that something is, if you want to know what that something is, you'll have to.
This is what you juice to take care of that something. Yeah. Anyway, she's going to come on and talk about that something.
Yep. But she was so much fun, wasn't she? And just a lovely, lovely lady with a good heart.
Just honestly, it's just whenever we were around her and her husband, it was just like, wow, they're so you can tell the vibration they throw off is they're just amazing people, and that's.
I mean, she's given away to 5 different people.
Yeah, free juicers.
That amazing juicer, one of the best juicers, by the way.
Line.
And she's doing that each month.
Yeah, just because that's what she believes she should do. Yeah.
She wants to give back.
She wants to give back.
And it's just like, wow, because it's not, any type of juicer. It's a really, like, the top of the line, as you said.
Yeah,
juicer.
In fact, if you were like, oh, I want a juicer, and then there's a way for you to get a juicer. Just sign up for her Juice and newsletter and go on her website.
Yeah, because she also has, like she mentioned, if you want to just purchase one using her thing, you can actually get $55 off.
Right.
If you have, a story of why, you think you should get the juicer, be one of the 5 to get the juicer, send a picture, tell the story and why.
Yeah. Yeah, she's just fantastic. We love her to pieces.
We do.
And, really can't wait to have her back on again for that reason. And on that note, thank you all for showing up and for being with us today.
Yes.
Don't we forget, love you.
Yep. And because we love you and we know you love us back, come on, you love us back.
The love is reciprocating at this
point. Subscribe, follow, and share. Right?
It helps us way more than you might think it does. Yeah, it's immense.
Because the more you subscribe, you get to see what's coming up next, and you might see something go, oh my gosh, my sister, my brother, my friend, they need to hear this.
Well,
that's
to
how
your point,
it works.
after last week's episode, somebody did reach out to us because, like we said, we do respond to those emails.
We do.
Someone did reach out to us and said, "My father's got diabetes and he's got this going on. What would you recommend?" If you remember, we kind of, if it was us, this is what we would do. Yeah. But just this episode, she actually covered that. So I know if she's watching, that gal that reached out to us, I know she just got some more information than she had even from what we were able to.
Yeah, like we gave her information that would help her, but Cherie took it to another level of information. And this is why we bring amazing, loving people onto our show like that, because we do want to make that kind of an impact in the world. We want people to get that there is another way and that there is a better way.
Yeah, and look, who doesn't like juice? I mean, come on.
Yeah, and who doesn't like to feel healthy?
I mean, look, she did mention that some juices are a little bit harsher or bitter than others, but we all know we've had apple juice and orange juice, so juicing is not like a crazy foreign thing. Yeah. You just have to make it a healthy version.
Yeah, you have to make a healthy version. You want to know what the combinations are and what they do for what organ.
What she knows.
Yeah, and as you saw, she talked about certain organs, how you detox and cleanse and take care of that organ or that.
Mind, body, and spirit.
Yep.
So weird, because that's kind of like what we do.
Right. Yes, we seem to attract those people. What?
Wow, that's amazing. We're all in the same boat with that. Huh.
Yes, I love it.
Look at that.
Yep.
So if you haven't started following Lourdes and I yet, then I ask, why not?
Yeah.
It's so easy.
Yeah, it's so easy. You can go to, Instagram here.
Yeah.
With Chris. Let me see, Chris _ Lavoie. Yeah. Or you can go to this Instagram and go to Lourdes Lavoie.
No underscore.
No underscore, as you see.
There's a lot of us Chris Lavoies apparently.
Yep. And you can go to YouTube.
Wait, it's Facebook here.
Yeah.
It has been. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'll put Facebook over there. I don't care. Facebook there this week.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. And then YouTube there.
Yeah, and then TikTok right about here.
Yeah. Oh. And our website.
Yeah. I guess this high up?
The Lourdes and Chris Show.
The Lourdes and Chris Show. Yeah. And you can sign up with the newsletter
there. I should say, the lourdesandchrisShow.com.
Yeah.
And you can see the other episodes. If you missed any, you can see them there.
Yes, fair enough. And then, they're all right there for you lined up.
And on our site, you can go on, when you go in there, there's another page on there that you can click onto, and it shows you other products that we believe in ourselves use.
Yes.
And you can see Dr. Newsom's stuff on there.
Oh, yeah.
His link is on there. Yeah. The silver pillow, the water machine that we like, this hydrogen water. Yeah, all of it.
Yeah, it's all there. Look around.
Look around. Check it out.
Pull up a chair. Say hello. Reach out.
So thank you guys for watching this episode and the next one.
Yeah, we're going to see you in about a week with the next episode, because that's what we're all about, week to week. And I don't see any stopping. To be honest with you, there's just too much to talk about when it comes to this conversation.
That's right.
So we love you. We'll see you next week. Thank you so much for joining. And in a week, we'll meet again.
We'll meet again.